Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Law of One Spiritual Advice Podcast. My name is Elle, and today we are going to read another quote from Ra. So this is all found at llresearch.org or lawofone.info. This is the Ra material, Law of One, and today I'm going to be reading a section from session 80.11, and I will begin. So the questioner, quote, questioner, could I say then that implicit in the process of becoming adept is the possible partial polarization towards service to self, because simply the adept becomes disassociated with many of his kind, or like in the particular density which he inhabits? Ra, I am Ra. This is likely to occur. The apparent happening is disassociation, whether the truth is service to self and thus true disassociation from other selves, or service to others and thus true association with the heart of all other selves and disassociation only from the illusory husks which prevent the adept from correctly perceiving the self and other self as one. Ra, the Law of One, end of quote. Session 80.11. In this quote, Ra and the questioner, Dawn, are talking about the adept. I would consider a serious seeker of truth an adept, someone who takes their seeking seriously and faithfully. Technically speaking, someone who wishes to activate and balance the entire energy body and reach the indigo and violet ray experiences of intelligent infinity. If you seek that, you could probably consider yourself an adept, or at least a beginning adept. So the beginning adept doesn't find the truth in everyday culture. There is truth within the culture, but the culture is very much concerned with the surface of life, the surface experience. Not a lot of culture is concerned with the deeper questions of life, or if they are, they have already come to conclusions which they believe to be true, and they attempt to reinforce those conclusions upon you. This is all well and good. This is what culture's for. It's actually there to support you and give you structure. However, one must separate oneself from the culture and most common ways of living so that you can retreat back into themselves and the unknown and figure out what the real truth is. For example, you hear ads and TV and social media statements constantly, and we think we know what we desire, but these statements we hear and constantly are constantly trying to mold our desires and point them in a direction that isn't necessarily helpful for ourselves. Do you even know what you truly desire, or are others just constantly telling you, this is what you desire, this is what you desire? So you may decide to unplug from all these things and all the people who are wanting to reinforce an idea upon you temporarily, so you may go find out what you truly desire. And upon finding what you truly desire and finding out about your more true, deeper self, you may then step back into the culture and get back to attempting to serve with your newfound widened vision. This is what makes a distinction between true service to self and true separation, or whether it is a temporary separation so that one may know the more intimate, deeper self in a new way and then bring back that awareness to attempting to serve again. True separation, on the other hand, would continue down the path of separation and not want to come back to the culture, except only to manipulate and enslave others for resources for the self, or for self-aggrandizement. Just basically, they would only come back to the culture to use others, to benefit themselves. The Creator allows both of these paths of seeking in our density, but only one is the path of unity, and the other is the path that is not. The path that is not. I say that again. That's what they refer to as the negative path. Eventually, the paths will collide and all will become one, so that the path of separation may exist for some time, but eventually all entities in late sixth density have to realign with the truth if they wish to progress. And that truth is that we are all one. To use and manipulate and enslave your fellow brothers and sisters is only going to result in the realization later that you've done this all to yourself. In oneness, all is reconciled, and although the moral arc of the universe is long, I believe it bends towards justice. May everyone get what they deserve. To be one with everything, to me, means to assist every part of me, to the best of my ability, always keeping in mind that I'm a human and that I need to rest so that I don't put my health in jeopardy. Now, regarding the last part of the quote where Ra mentions seeing past the illusory husks of other selves and seeing the heart of self instead, This is referred to as the same heart because it is the same heart. As you pull away from culture and seek the heart of self, you're also finding the heart of all other selves. So as you reintegrate yourself back into culture, you can then deal with the illusory husks of personality as the illusory husks that they are. Don't take things personally. Everyone's just out here doing their best. Opinions will collide, but the truth is we're all one at heart, and if we keep that in the forefront of our minds at all times, then everything we do comes from a more centered place of love. We may still make mistakes as usual, but the intention behind all your actions and choices will be the recognition of oneness with all other beings. This, in my opinion, is a wise thing to do. Before we speak wisdom, which is the blue throat chakra, we need to soften the energy we're bringing forward with love and compassion of the heart, the preceding chakra. This is why good wisdom is heart wisdom, and wisdom that is void of the heart is no wisdom at all. I hope this inspires some good thoughts for you to think about this weekend. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. If you wish to support my Patreon or make a one-time PayPal donation, I would be very grateful. As I attempt to widen my service, it's very helpful to have the resources to make it happen. So I thank you very much for assisting. I hope you have a great weekend. I'll be back Monday with another podcast. Much love. Thank you, everybody. Bye.